there's been something on my mind I've been wanting to talk about for maybe a month or two. Okay, so as a kid, you know, watching the Star Wars movies, I always looked forward to the next lightsaber battle. Like, the lightsaber duels were one of my favorite things about Star Wars as a kid. 'Cause, I mean, you have these two glowing swords of energy. It's just so cool. And, what else? And even when the prequels were coming out, I was just looking forward to, you know, what the next lightsaber duel would look like. I was so stoked for that stuff. And so the topic of this video is, what happened to all the great lightsaber duels in Star Wars? Because, to be honest, in Disney Star Wars, we really haven't gotten a great lightsaber duel. I'm specifically talking about the movies. Because, I mean, I'll get to that in a second, but yeah, we haven't really gotten a great lightsaber duel. I mean, the only lightsaber duel we've gotten was the one in The Force Awakens. Now, the one in TLJ does not count. Now, the reason why I do not count that as a lightsaber duel we saw in TLJ was because that was a fight against people with lightsaber resistant weapons. I'm talking about like two force wielders just fighting in an epic fight with lightsabers clashing. That's what I mean. Because, yeah, I think the lightsaber fight in TFA was the weakest in the series. It just wasn't really that memorable. It wasn't well choreographed. They were just hacking at each other as if they were never trained in how to use a sword or like any sort of stage combat. You know, honestly, that lightsaber duel felt like a big budget Hollywood version of those lightsaber fights you see people post online on YouTube, where they go to the backyard or the woods and they just randomly hack each other without any sort of like knowledge of how to use a sword or stage combat. And then they have like the Adobe After Effects to add like lightsaber effects. It honestly felt like one of those fights. And you know, that's one of the biggest problems with, you know, Disney Star Wars in general. We haven't gotten an epic, awesome lightsaber duel that looks good and, you know. In fact, I hate to say this, but the lightsaber duels in Star Wars Rebels are the best thing lightsaber fights in Disney Star Wars. They're much more memorable. In fact, like the fight between Vader and Ahsoka and a lot of the duels with the Grand Inquisitor, that stuff is better and more memorable. Alright, so what do you think of the lightsaber fights? Do you agree with me? Let me know, and have a good day or good evening, and I'll see you guys around.